Now, where we stopped yesterday is on the Ayatana, Salayatana, which we looked at what it is. Today, I want to go even more deeper than that. There's a sutta by the same name, Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta. Okay. That sutta gives a complete clarity on so manasa, do manasa, upekha, and householder, gaha sita. Gaha sita means householders, so manasa, that is mental agreement or mental pleasure, do manasa, mental displeasure, and finally upekha can be indifferent or can be equanimity. And there is about one who is moved away from there. So there are two kinds of people, what is indicated there. So we don't have to go to the entire Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, but it will be interesting to see or understand what it is. So yesterday I was talking about the cow and grazing ground. So what you need to understand is the cow is the consciousness. Okay. And whatever it is feeding upon, it feeds upon craving, which keeps on wanting to go see it again, get it, like that. Okay. So that's what we can actually see what is happening. Any questions from yesterday's? Have you understood, everyone? Okay, if you've understood, cow represents, one second. The cow represents the consciousness, the field is the senses, sensory domain, eye with respect to the form, ear with respect to the sound. Grazing is the contact. Because of that grazing comes a Vedana as an experience, like tasting the grass of the field. And the taste itself is either pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. And then there is wandering for that taste. Okay. So who is suffering in the end is the cow. So there are 6 cows which go towards the object to pick it up, to enjoy. Okay, so that is what we can see, that they are wanting to enjoy. So eye would like to enjoy, ear would like to enjoy, nose would like to enjoy, tongue would like to enjoy, body would like to enjoy, mind would like to enjoy. So there are 6 of these, and then Buddha calls that as manopavichara. So there are 18 of them, agreeable, disagreeable, and neutral. So from 6 turns into 18 different experiences in everything, with the example what I gave yesterday. Before I go on to the name and form, just want to ask again, if you have any doubts or anything so far. If you take name and form, I think you will all be doomed if you are unclear. Because the next one, what's the reason for Salayatana, is Nama and Rupa. So can anyone sitting here explain me what they've understood on Nama and Rupa? Today I have decided I will not speak. Somebody in this group is going to speak. If you are not ready, we'll end the session right now. Seriously, I'm not going forward. Definitely not. We'll take it on Monday. Yes, Veena.
Uh, Nama, Nama means as I understood as mind, or what we give as name for anything, or um, all mental. This one. Nama Rupa means what we see with sense organs like.
Mm, no, madam. I am silent. I think everybody is.
Um,
Hmm. All are silent. So I'll wait for another 5 minutes.
Sir,
Anusha,
Rupa is physical appearance and name is what you gave in mind.
Mm, no.
Okay.
It is one of it, but not. That's not what we're talking.
Okay.
No, no problem. Good try. At least you gave a good try.
Anusha has gave a answer.
Anusha has given what? Okay. Object seen and the name is a name that our mind has been conditioned to name it. When the tree seen, name mango tree. Trees object. Okay, somewhat okay, but not really okay. Anusha, it is much beyond that. I had spoken about this. There are 4 levels of Namarupa. Anyway, forget about it. There's no point in bringing that up. It shows how much sati you have in whatever we have. We have already discussed this. It's not that something new. 4 minutes left. I'm seriously going to close today.
Nama is mental activity. So what we
Then Rupa is a physical activity. Over. Dead. No, Veena, that's not an answer. Think it. Think and say. 3 minutes.
I sent a message, Vilasji.
I know that. I saw that it's not the right answer, not the complete answer. Let me get into meditation mode till you speak. But how do you explain it, Mrityunjaya? I know it is a definition. I need a proper example which explains how Nama happens, how Rupa happens, and how it connects to Salaytana. Because what is the origin? What is the arising? What is the birth? And what is the effect of Salaytana? And Buddha says Namarupa. Yes, Saryu.
Yeah, I guess I'll try this way. So for something, for experience, field of experience to exist, there must be objects to be experienced. And these objects are created by nama or rupa, by creating an object out of the raw material things that's solid or fluid or hot and cold or moving. And then we create an object, mental object out of it to be experienced and grazed upon as part of Salaytana.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. No, Mrityunjaya, you have moved away from that. You are now putting Phassa. Where is Phassa coming? You tell me that. We already covered Phassa. We are now asking this question. What is the origin? What is the arising? What is the birth? And what is the effect of Salaytana? And he doesn't say Phassa, he says Namarupa. Same thing for Vedana, he says Phassa. For Phassa to happen, it is Salaytana. So we finished that. So there's no point in now going downstream. I don't know what to say to you, Veena. I'm sorry. Then you should ask the Buddha to change his words. He's putting Nama Rupa. Instead of that, he should put Mano is the origin. Mano is the, what is that? The arising. Mano is the birth. And Mano is the effect. Maybe you are right. Buddha didn't know it. I think it's right time that you should explain to him that he is completely mistaken. Yes, Anusha.
Okay, so when you're saying from the Paticca Samuppada cycle level, what I wrote was when it's like happening day to day, but when you're taking the Paticca Samuppada in another way, like with as a birth that happens, then can't you say the womb when you're the child, what do you call that?
No, you have gone somewhere else, Anusha. In that, this what we are talking in this, especially this sutta, Mahatanha Sankaya Sutta. The same question continues from the beginning for the Ahara. We finished Ahara. Then he said Tanha. Then we finished Tanha. Like that, we are now going up. And now we have come to a stage called as Namarupa. I'm not talking about entry into the womb and all of that. I'm just asking, what do you name? What is that your understanding of name and form? So if we don't know, it's good to stop today. You do some research, come back on Monday. Nothing is going to happen. But going with wrong ideas and wrong things is not going to make it right. And I can give you the answer, and then we'll go further to it, and that's it. Oh. But that will not be your experience. It will be there as a video, and that's it. So next time when we encounter like this, again we restart. What is the origin? What is this? What is that? It becomes like somebody going for an exam. So Viva, it's becoming like a Viva for me. And I ask a question and then you're guessing, sir, give me some marks. You have done so much. Sincerely, this is not okay. By now, you should know how do you find Nama, how do you find Rupa in Nama Rupa. In fact, we had a long session last year on Nama Rupa when Sachin used to join. There's so many videos on Nama Rupa. Now you will ask me, share me the link of the video. That's not going to do anything. In many of the videos, even Bobby was there. Apart from Aryu being there all the time. Sorry to say, it's very pathetic. If you do like this, you will not have any experience at all. If you don't have Nama and Rupa experience, you can't go beyond Sotapanna level. If you're happy with Sotapanna, okay. I don't have any comments on that. But if you intend to go beyond, because ultimately what you're going to cut is Nama Rupa with Vijnana. Okay, I'll give another 5 minutes. Let's work it out for another 9 minutes. It becomes 9 a.m. here, which will be 8:30 for Aryu. Maybe he can go for an early sleep. And for Bobby, it would be something like 1:30 p.m. And let him have his good shopping. And that's it. Okay, another question before we end. How many kaya we have? Yes, Sarif.
Rupakaya, Namakaya.
Perfect. And what is Namakaya?
I think I know the definition.
It's okay. Mano Kaya is not an answer. Mano is after Chitta. I don't know from where did you get this Mano Kaya. There are only Namakaya and Rupakaya.
I think by definition it's probably Passa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara. It's the Namakaya.
Mrityunjay, I'm not asking you to show where it is. I know where it is. It is in MN, it is in DN15, Mahanidana Sutta. I know that's the origin. If somebody is smart enough, can know it, but explain to me the 4 stages of Namakaya to what you have experienced, to what you have understood in Mahanidana Sutta. That will not help me. I know the answer. You are as though feeding me the answer, saying that this is the answer and I'll give you 10 marks. Yes, sir.
By 4 stages, do you mean creating a shape and the sex?
No, which 4 stages?
You're not referring to the Mahanidana Sutta where it says
No, I'm
shape.
not. The 4 stages we had spoken. Simple are you. Now, if I ask you who you are, you will show your body and say, I am Aryu. That's the first stage of Namarupa. Simple. If somebody calls you, you and your body is treated as same. And that is why in the 5 khandas explanation, Buddha says, Rupam attato samanupassati, rupavantam va attanam, attani va rupam, rupa hi atta. Like that for Vedana, like that for Sanya, like that for Sankara, like that for Vinyana. That's the first level which goes away at Sotapanna. So by now, you should know if somebody calls you Aryu, you know it is just a given name. We have spoken it over again and again and again, and at least I don't know how many times. It's just a given name, but it is associated with you, whatever is that you. So there is a feeling of Aryu, there is a perception of Aryu, there is a volition of Aryu, and there is a experiencer as Aryu. So if I say you are Aryu, you would agree I am Aryu, even though it is just a given name. That is a starting point. I don't reply to whatever Mrityunjay is putting now. It's becoming too much painful for me now. So basically, that is the first level. I am not asking about that at all. I am asking in context to the Nidana. Otherwise, we can just move ahead and say that, yeah, Namarupa is the origin, Namarupa is this, Namarupa is that. Then what's the same thing for Namarupa? He'll say Vinyana, and what is there for Vinyana? It's a Sankhara. For Sankhara, it will be Avijja, and then he'll start Iti imasmim sati idam hoti, idam imasya upada, idam upajjati, yadidam Avijja Pache, Sankhara Pache, Vijnana, which we are very happy to recite with, and then Evameva Kevalasa Dukkha Kandasa Samate Hoti. And then on the reverse side of it, Avijja Yatveva Sesa Viraka Nirodha. Sankhara Nirodha, Vijnana, like that, Evameva Kevalasa Dukkha Kandasa Nirodha Hoti. Very nice. Enjoy. That is all what's going to happen. Yes, Eddie.
Yeah, I have notes from that time about the 4 levels of Namarupa.
No, you can't refer to that and explain to me. Sorry. I am not at all asking that as you. Then I have to be very stern like what I just now did with Mrityunjay. In fact, he is typing it out. Otherwise, I would do the same thing with you. I am not looking at what notes you have and from where are you bringing it. And no, I want to know your experience on Namarupa with Salaytana. I have given till Salaytana level. I need an explanation, a complete walkthrough on how Namarupa works with Salaytana, because that's the origin. If we don't know, that's fine. We have Saturday and Sunday to work with. Study wherever you want, understand whatever it is, come back on Monday, which is your Sunday, when Shaniel is also going to be there. I'm also going to rip apart Shaniel for the same reason. Okay? And then we will see where do we get. Without this, we can't proceed further at all, Aryu. Namarupa with Vijnana and Namarupa itself is a most important aspect of Buddha Dhamma. It's the heart of it. Not reciting Avijja Pache, Sankhara Pache, Vijnana, what stupid that is. Are we here to recite? Yes, Sari.
Yeah, I think I used to understand it, part of it as the roles, which is in the note. I mean, I've seen it, but I think that was the one level that you were explaining back then.
That's just the same level.
Even
Next
the
level
roles.
is Salaytana.
The roles you're saying is the same level as
No, the next one is Khanda, and the next one is Salaytana. So in that everything comes. Your role will come. You will say, I am husband, I am wife, and all of that. Indeed, that's part of it. But what is Nama Rupa? I'm asking you. I'm not asking the levels of Nama Rupa.
I.
This is yes, go ahead.
I.
No, that's fine. But how does that I come to be in Salaytana through Namarupa? Tell me that. What are the conditions that it has to fulfill? See, the 4 questions there, right? What is the origin? Nidana. Kim Nidano? Kim Samudaya? Kim Jatika? Kim Pabhava? Understand the question. It begins with that. For Ahara, he is saying, Kim Nidana? Kim Samudaya? Kim Jatika? Kim Pabhava? And he says, Tanha. And he says, Tanha Nidana, Tanha this, Tanha that, like that. That's the reason he says, if somebody says Patisamutpada is very easy, don't tell me like that. It's so right. Looking at the struggle what you're having, I feel the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in order for there to be six sense fields, someone has to have created these fields of experiences. I guess that's why through Namarupa, you create these, you consider yourself to be the experiencer of these six fields, and hence it conditions it to exist.
Yeah, no, Eddie, you complicated it thoroughly now. It's just like, it was easy. Now you have made it so difficult. Anyway, it's fine. You try. Yeah, go ahead. I think you're the only person who is trying to answer, no matter comes what. Others are scared. Yes, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking yesterday when you explaining Salayatana, I thought I had a good, I understood Salayatana much better than I used to. So I thought it's this field of objects which you can enjoy, you can choose to graze on.
No, that's correct. I just now told you about a cow. The
Yes.
cow is a consciousness.
Which the
Right.
object came through the process of creating all these objects through Namarupa by attaching so many labels on many things. So it's become a potential.
Label is one part of it. I'm not saying label is not a part of it. Label is one part of the whole thing. But they are not the only thing.
Okay.
Like what Anusha said about the womb, yes. But that's one part of it. What's the complete part of it? In fact, if you look at the jati, like what she asked, the baby coming into the womb, yes, part of it is correct. Why? Because jati, sanjati, okkanti, abhinibhatti, kandanam patu bhavo, ayatanam patilhavo, that's the end of it. So the ayatana has formed. So the salayatana getting into formation is the end of Namarupa. Okay. But no, Meenakshi, my God, you all are literally testing my patience. Veena says, Mano, you have gone one level behind saying it is Chitta. Okay, I think I need to break this silence and do something. All of you have gone through this Vipassana course, and all of you have had pain in the knee. Taking this as an example, can you tell me which part is the Rupa, which part is a Nama? Don't tell me my knee is the Rupa, the feeling what I got is a Nama. Then there is no point in continuing at all. If you were to give me that answer, I replied itself so that we don't waste time on, then my knee is the Rupa and the pain I got is a Nama. Over. So that's called Nama Rupa. No. Or I am Vilas is the Rupa, is the Nama, and this body is the Rupa. I don't know, Veena. Today is a wrong day for me, I think so. You are now explaining to me what is the Pali equivalent of English or English equivalent of Pali. I don't know. So it's like, somebody is pinching me so much, and yet I have to keep my smile. Like Mrityunjay says something, and you are saying something, and he is showing me it is there in DN15, and Meenakshi says Chitta, and Anusha says something else. I don't know. Today I'm very lucky to have such a nice experience to observe within myself what's going to happen with this Nama Rupa. Okay, taking that example, I have a knee pain. Just that example. What's Rupa in Nama Rupa? What's Nama in Nama Rupa? And how does it represent in Salayatana? That is the question. Okay, if you don't know, should I answer? Yes, sir. Yes, so happy. Veena is so happy. At last, he's saying, okay, I'm getting the answer. Problem over. Okay, yes, sir. You go ahead.
No, it's the heat is there will be the rupa.
I had the heat now. Yeah, go ahead, Kavita.
Is it consciousness? We are using six.
I will commit suicide now, Kavita, because we are yet to come into consciousness at all. Then the same question is asked: what is the origin? What is the arising? What is the birth? And what is the effect of Nama Rupa? And he'll say Vinyana. Or where will I go and commit suicide? You go up and somebody went down. They started with Phassa. Okay. Should I answer? Or do you want to take time till Monday? Archana is already in smiles. Please answer and leave us alone. I'm getting so impatient now. Okay. Getting a knee pain. Take that as an example. I'm sitting in Vipassana class and I'm getting a pain 1 hour. Unless that comes, I'm sitting there. But the knee pain is there. Knee is what? We can define it as Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. But what is a knee? We can say it's a label, an identifier. But what is a knee? And there's no answer. Why? Because Nama part has something more than just calling it as a knee. It should have Phassa, contact. That means the pain can only be felt if there was a contact. So, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda is Nama in Nama Rupa. So let's understand in a proper way. The Phassa happening will have a particular Vedana. Now, in this particular case, taking brain as an example, the body, that is the knee, when the blood is stuck in that place due to sitting in one posture, and there is numbness, it then transfers to the brain saying that there is a problem. So, due to the contact now, there is a feeling either of numbness or pain or both. And then comes a perception that this is the cause for that pain. There's a perception. And that perception is knee. Okay. And then there is an intention to do something about it. I intend to stretch my leg. That which is saying stretch the leg is manasikara. So you should remember this manasikara sambhava sabbhe dhamma. Phassa samudaya sabbhe dhamma. You have covered this in Mulaka Sutta. You should be like this. How the Nama works. And now coming to the Rupa portion of it, yes, it is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, fine. They all are coming together. So when I say knee, what happens? My knee is numb. Not able to feel the knee. I say, you know what? I'm not able to feel the knee. What does that mean? The consciousness has got cut off from the knee because of sitting for long. There is no consciousness. Right? And that we are going to go next. Now, if I want to stretch my leg, I'm not able to feel the leg because there is no consciousness. That means the nerves have got jammed due to long sitting. So it would take time for the blood to start flowing in that region. So the nama portion is the phassa is not happening. So there's no feeling. If there is no feeling, there is no perception. Is it low sound? No. So let me again repeat. So if the knee, if I have to stretch, I need to have a feeling. To have a feeling should have a contact. So contact generates feeling. So we'll say, I'm not able to feel my leg. I'm not able to feel my leg. Why? Because there's no consciousness. If you would have felt it like you've slept and then you've slept on your right for a long hours. And after that, you can't even move your hand. Why? Because consciousness has been cut off from the hand. The nerves have become jammed. So you'll not feel. Even if you want to pull like this, there's nothing you can do. So to have a perception, you need to have a feeling. To have a feeling, you need to have a contact. To have a contact, you need to have consciousness. Without consciousness, there can't be any contact at all. So basically what is asking here is the six senses, if they have to sense, what is the condition in which they can sense? They can only sense if there is a contact, a feeling, a perception, an intention, and a mental noting of it, of what decision you want to take. So knee bending, meaning sitting in vipassana for let's say 2 hours. Let's say I and Sajal and Bobby were to go into vipassana center. I heard that Sajal can sit for 6 hours or 8 hours at a stretch. Now I want to sit 6 hours. Then what happens? The consciousness will get cut off. So will it enter into Salayatana? No. So would you get a phassa contact? No. So if there's no contact, can there be a feeling? No. So what is the condition for the phassa? It's Salayatana. And what is the condition for Salayatana? Is Vijnana. Or sorry, Namarupa. And what is the condition for Namarupa? It is Vijnana. So dependent on Namarupa is Vijnana. Dependent on the Salayatana is Namarupa. So when we say Nama in Nama and Rupa, Rupakaya, Namakaya, what we are trying to say is the Nama consists of not only the labeling of it, but the actual feeling, perception, intention, and mental decision making out of it due to the contact, phassa. If there were no phassa, then there is no need to feel anything. If there is no feeling, there is no perception. If there is no perception, there is no intention. If there is no intention, then there is no making up of anything. You don't have to make up. Now, what is this making up? Mental decision making is making up. I will do this or I will not do this. And hence it is called as, meaning it can be made as yoniso manasikara, ayoniso manasikara. Okay. How it is possible is the question asked in the Mulaka Sutta. And he says, manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. That means if you want to have something, you have to decide. Then it becomes possible. Sambhava means possible. How is it possible? It is through manasikar. And what makes it possible? It is chanda, interest. Chanda mulaka avuso sabbe dhamma. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. Phassa samudaya sabbe dhamma. Then Vedana. Vedana samosarana sabbe dhamma. Okay. So Salayatana will have feeling. And the cow in this example is the consciousness. I, in fact, gave a complete answer before asking you this question itself. The field is the ayatana, eye and form, ear and sound, nose and smell, like that. Grazing is the phassa, which leads to vedana, the grass. The taste, pleasant, unpleasant, is the result of that. The clinging, tanha, meaning upadana is the clinging, but this tanha drives that clinging. I, in fact, wanted to give an answer and ask the question to see how much you can make out of that answer. And unfortunately, you couldn't even know that's an answer. I gave a live answer of Salayatana, because that is what it means as Sala Ayatana, Sala 6 Ayatana. And I gave that beautiful Mumbai example yesterday. You could have made it up. There's an intention to take that girl from this place to that place. So pus happened. I was sitting with Archana and her daughter, and I saw this lady in the back and all that. Remember, I guess. So the pus happened. Sense pus had created Vedana. Then there is perception, Sanya. Then there is Chetana, intention. Then there's Manasikara, decision making. I made a decision to sit there, ignoring Archana and her daughter. And when I got down, then I had her address or whatever it is. And then you know all the story, which we made up. And how this was made up. It was made up using Nama and Rupa, which entered into the 6 sense fields to graze. Now don't forget it, how this happened. Okay, so this girl whom I met in the train while going from wherever we were going is a combination of the Rupa on one side, not the labeling, but the contact point through which the decision making is happening. So there is an interest which is Chanda. Okay, then there is a Manasikara, decision. So when I saw that object there, 3 rows above, ahead of where I was sitting, that woman looked good to me. How? How it looked good to me? There's a Manasikar, decision. For that Manasikara, there should be a Passa, otherwise there can't be any decision making. So what he's asking there is Kim Samudaya Kim Mulaka, interest, Chanda. Kim Sambhava, how is it possible? Manasikar. Then he's asking the third question. Kim Samudaya, how does it arise? He's asking the same question here. What's arising? How does it arise? Due to contact. Okay, great. Now the fourth one. Kim Samo Sarana, turning around and around. That field, sense field. This cow is now going around and round and round like that. It's in search for what? Pleasurable food, which is Vedana, Samo Sarana Sabbe Dhamma. Kim Pamukha Sabbe Dhamma, which is the overlord for that. Samadhi Pamukha Sabbe Dhamma. So I need to be watching her. I don't want her to get down in the next station. So while Archana is talking to me, I am watching her on a peripheral vision. I'm seeing Archana, but peripherally I'm watching that lady. And I somehow feel like sitting next to her. So what I do, I just seemingly stand up, and that other gentleman who was sitting next to her has got out. So there's a lot of luck. So I go and sit there. Sati Adipati, Satadipataya Sabbe Dhamma. So now I am in Sati with her. So her fragrance of Estee Lauder attracts me even more. Right? And whole story, made up story, but it's real. Not really happened with me, but can be observed. Now, where is the Nama and where is the Rupa in Salaytana? If you were to ask me, what would you be your answer in this question? Don't know, don't worry, I'll answer it. Yes?
I think you're saying the nama is the whole experience of this peripheral experience of this girl.
Yep. So, the Nama here is since the contact has happened already, there is a flow of energy to that Rupa. So, this is how the consciousness moves out from this place, get established in that place, and you will come to see of it when we go one step up. Kim Nidana, Kim Samadhi, like that for the next one. Yes, Archana.
So, sir, similar, I was thinking about the example of knee pain. So, the contact happens, and then because of that, the feeling of pain is there. So, I have to see it like that. So, knee is paining. So, that feeling is there. And with that perception, then I'm seeing, okay, it's painful feeling. Is it that means like this? We
But
have to
see,
see.
you're perceiving the name part of it, which you are labeled it as knee. So where it is paining, and you would say in the knee because that is the source now. That is the place. So you have identified that's my place. So then that's where it goes. And then going slightly further, okay, you intend to stretch your leg. That intention is coming in the manasikara, in the decision making of the mind. So you make up on what? On the rupa.
So started with Nama and then ended with Rupa.
It
Like
will be
this.
it will be both rupa, nama, nama, rupa, like that. But you will have both of them working out together. So tomorrow, Monday, we can look at how the gestation in the womb happens on the same fashion in order to have clarity, because Anusha opened up the topic, but she's wrong in the Nama Rupa sector, because without Vijnana, that cannot happen. So even though that example is correct about womb entry, but that's not true. That is with Vijnana it is happening. We are talking about Salaytana with Namarupa, not about Namarupa with Vijnana. Okay, so should we close for today? Think we had enough of this, I guess. So some rest before again spray wash on Monday. Yes, Ariu.
You mean no session tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Saturday. We never have, right?
Oh, that's true.
Today's Friday.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I guess one thing I learned today is that like this cow that's grazing this field, and after grazing, it's going for the feeling. But the reason why even graze is because it's already seen pleasure in that.
Yes.
Because this Namarupa has seeded this whole field with a lot of feelings and things. So he's choosing already. So that's what Namarupa is it's giving the whole experience to choose from for this cow.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, should we end gracefully for today?
Sunday class, sir. Sunday meditation class, sir.
No, this Sunday is not there because this person is yeah, gracefully, exactly. That's what I wanted to write, gracefully. So Shaniel is flying to US, so we are not going to meet on Saturday, on Sunday. Anyway, we'll meet next week or whenever. Okay, good day and good night. Bye bye.
Bye. Everyone, Saranai.